Hello. About a couple weeks ago, I was mowing and the left front wheel of the mower just broke off and was lying on the grass. Had no idea what I was going to do, but being I had a lot of time, I decided to fix it. And I wanted to share a couple insights that I gleaned over the 4 or 5 days it took to fix it. So let's get started. Here is an outline of the piece that broke off, and although this most likely won't be your exact problem, I think the cure to it might be similar. Initially, you have to get everything clean. I think it's best to use alcohol, and after that's dried, to take out your Dremel tool and rough up all the places where the glue might have to adhere. And I used JB Weld. I don't think you'll find a better product, but I'm sure if you have something similar, it'll work too. After everything was clean, I started by just putting a light coat on the part and reinserting it and clamping it in place and letting it dry, just to have something from which to work that was solid, so I didn't have to hold that piece in place. At this juncture, I realized that different parts would have to be made to assure that this would not fall apart, and I definitely did not want to do it again. So as you can see, there was like a triangular hole, and I thought that a piece could be made to fit in there that would hold everything together best. And I thought about plastic and metal and being able to cut it and design it and all that. It wasn't easy, but it was very challenging and fun to do, actually. After several attempts, I found this heavy metal bracket and designed it and cut it and drilled a hole. And as you can see, I had that flimsy wire that I was going to, wrap around many times and things like that. It seemed to be right at the time, but after more thought, I said, no, let's go and do this absolutely right. So drilled a hole and got a nut and bolt for that. And as you can see, the piece inserted into that triangular hole, I could clamp it and put another nut and bolt on the long side. And once it was clamped and set for a day, it was beautiful. That was the crowning jewel of my attempt here, because with that in place, I don't think the thing will ever come out. Next came the spline that goes directly up from the center of the axle hull. That had to be fixed, and I knew just gluing it would not help. So here's what I did. I had to fashion a heavy piece of metal into a U-shaped bracket that would fit snugly over that spline. And what I've discovered that, plastic, I just could not trust, because the plastic could still break, whereas the metal would always have its strength. And once it was fitted on there and then loaded with the JB Weld, that became a critical factor of holding it all together. And to finish up, here are just some of the ideas, probably self-explanatory, of how I bent that U-shaped bracket and cut it. And of course, you have to get it back open again, and so I got the nice piece of heavy plastic and kind of rounded one end so it would fit, and then squeezed it in a vise, and that worked admirably. So it's all back together now, and it looks like it's working perfectly, and I imagine it might even last for a couple more weeks. Thanks for watching, and good luck on your mower.